Not so long ago, about 8 years ago, around the same period, I was looking for my first job. And not only I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I didn't really know how to look for a job neither. All that I know was create your resume, write your cover letter, post it on job boards, apply for jobs, and just wait for an answer. And that's what I did, but here is what happened. So tell me, why do you think you are fit for this role? Yes, so as mentioned in my cover letter, we don't read cover letters. Recruiters have no time for that. Oh, okay. And that was pretty harsh, isn't it? But actually, not that much. Because yes, it is true, I spent time and I put energy in this cover letter and the recruiter didn't even read it. But at least it helped me to realize that there was a huge gap between what I believed to be expected by hiring managers and recruiters and the reality, what they really expect. And now that I'm an experienced recruiter with 8 years in the business and I have interviewed maybe thousands of people, I'm gonna share with you what would be the advices that I would give to the young version of myself to make my job search more successful. And the first tip that I would give to myself is narrow your search. As I said, because I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do, so I broadened my search and I thought that if I aim wider, I would generate more opportunities, but that was a huge mistake. Why? Because on the contrary, this I'm ready to do anything attitude is not really attractive nor engaging. Look, if you go in that meeting room to meet a recruiter or hiring manager and the message that you convey is I'm ready to do anything, what you sound like is please help me. Please give me a job. I could do anything. But if you go in that meeting room and you speak to this recruiter or hiring manager and what you are saying is what you are offering is exactly what I'm looking for. And your resume is reflecting that. And you can explain and give the reasons why you would like to do that job. Then you sound like an investment and it makes a world difference. So don't be a generalist, but be a specialist because riches are in the niches. Because yes, and it is the second tip, nowadays you are no longer asking for a job. You are selling your services and it is a very different approach. You are not a burden, you are not a cost, you are an investment. You are not ready to do anything, you know your worth. And you don't beg for a job, but you are a solution to a problem. The hiring process is not really about you. It is about understanding the hiring manager's need and to show him how you can be a solution to his problem. So for example, if you are a junior marketing profile and what you really want to do is run social media campaigns and Google adverts, for example. You should rather target the companies having this specific need and show them through your application and resume that it is exactly what you want to do and that you already have some skills. What you have to offer rather than send generic applications to a marketing opportunity and play the numbers game. Do not do that because the people passionate about copywriting, they will get the copywriting jobs. People passionate about community management, they will get the community management jobs. People interested in anything, they will always be on the bottom of the list. And it leads to the third tip. If you want to have something to offer, if you want to have something to sell, and especially if you have no experience yet, you have to always be in motion. It is not because you are graduated that you are done with learning. It is just starting. You need to keep learning. If you are looking for a job during 3 months, it can't be the only thing that you are doing. You need to have either a side project, learning a new language, following an online course, training, reading in your niche, etc. You need to be in motion. It is really, really important. And nowadays, there are so many resources online. It is really incredible. So take benefit of that. And the tip number 4, be proactive. You can follow it up. When I started to look for a job, it was not conceivable to me to take my phone to call the company or the recruiter. There was a process for a reason, right? It was totally inappropriate. So what you need to realize here is that it is a two-way relationship. It is totally fine to take your phone to announce your application. You just send your resume or you are about to send it and you give a call to the recruiter or the hiring manager if you have the contact details, if you have a name, to say, hello sir, my name is Ivan, I just sent you my resume or I was considering sending my resume but I just wanted to have a bit more information about the context of the role and also to have a visibility on the next steps and what will be the process. It is totally fine to do that, or even after an interview, you send an email to thank the recruiter or the hiring manager, to say that you really appreciated the talk and to confirm your interest, and to ask when can you expect a feedback. And if within 24 hours you don't hear from them, just call them to make sure that they receive your email and to know when you can expect to have a feedback. Don't be a spectator and don't play the numbers game. It is way smarter to apply only for 5 jobs a day, but you put the right energy and the right efforts and you follow it up and you make your research, etc., rather than applying to 25 jobs per day, but randomly and with no strategy. And listen, if there is 100 applicants for the role and you are the only one to take your phone, you will stand out immediately. It is also a great opportunity to demonstrate your soft skills. Tip number 5, invest in your resume. Your resume is your only chance to get an interview, so it is way too important to be overlooked. And this is the reason why you should hire a professional. And by a professional, I don't mean someone like me. I have 8 years of experience in the recruitment industry, and still for my own resume, I hired a professional. I'm not speaking about your career advisor or a counselor at school or in an organization, for example. I'm speaking about a real professional, a professional CV writer, because it requires professional writing skills. And it is especially helpful for hard-to-get industry, or if your background is not the most obvious for the role that you are targeting. A CV writer will tell your professional story. A CV writer will help you to sell your potential over your skills. So for example, if you had a career change, if you are going in a different direction, a resume writer will be very helpful. And if you are a young graduate, the prices are very reasonable and it is really worth the investment. So I would suggest you to go on platforms such as Fiverr, freelancer.com, etc. and to find a professional with good reviews. And once you have the basis, you just need to have it updated each year. And trust me, it is worth the investment. You will get a better job, a better salary, and in less time. Number 6, please stop with generic cover letters. I know that it might seem to be a difficult exercise, but it is only because you don't understand what is the purpose of a cover letter. The purpose of a cover letter is not to show how motivated you are. A cover letter is not a burden. It is not a formality. The purpose of a cover letter is to make understand your recruiter or hiring manager quite quickly what is your current situation and how do you believe that you are a fit for this role, and it has to be specific. And once you understand that, first, you will understand that it is not at all about sophisticated or fancy salutations, and second of all, because of this misbelief, all cover letters are looking the same. This is why it is not impactful. This is why it is really repetitive and boring for the recruiter, and this is why they are not even reading your cover letter. Don't explain how honored you feel to apply for the opportunity. Be concise, and in 3 to 5 bullet points, you need to be able to explain very concretely why do you think that you are fit for the role. That's it. You should write your cover letter, if you have to write one, as you would write an email. Be pragmatic, be concrete, and be to the point. And the last tip, research and connect. So research about a company, and a good way to understand a company is to understand the competition. So check the main competitors and what is the difference between the company that you are targeting and their competitors. But research also about your own competition. Where are the people with a similar profile applying? Where are the people with a similar profile and 1 year of experience are currently working? And the second step is to connect. Connect with them. Maybe they can help you. They can share tips. They can give you information. They can recommend you. And do the same with the people you would like to be in 3 to 5 years. Find them on LinkedIn, contact them, connect with them, engage, and try to see if they can help you. They can give you tips, they can recommend you, send you as a referral, etc. And on LinkedIn, do not hesitate to reach out to recruiters too. Internal recruiters, but also agency recruiter. And if you are unsure about who you should contact, please check my previous video where I'm explaining in 4 keys how to understand the recruitment industry, so you will see who is the best person to help you. I will link it below. And lastly, be active. Be active on social media, be active on LinkedIn. Comment, engage, share articles, write posts. Nowadays, building an online presence is very, very, very important. It is fundamental. And it is never too late. I'm only starting today with my YouTube channel and Instagram, for example. By the way, join me. But the sooner you start, the better. And also, you don't need to be so active. Just commenting, for example, or liking posts will help you to be on the feed of recruiters or hiring managers and to stay on the top of their mind. Remember, looking for a job is a full-time job. So Go out of your comfort zone, do not give up, and it will happen. Trust me. If I can be of any help, do not hesitate to contact me on Instagram and to send me a message. I will answer, or I will also answer you in the comment section, so do not hesitate. Thanks for watching and see you next week.